What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and we are live, ready to show what I sold on eBay this week, and plus continue our very popular Pokemon series, which if you haven't been present with us the past couple times, we are on part 5. Again, you can review or see what we talked about in the previous 4, and I highly recommend it if you are brand spanking new, particularly to Pokemon, as it will really bring you up to speed with where you need to be. You can go pretty much confidently into any Pokemon negotiation after you've seen the first 4 and understand what you're dealing with, understand what you should be paying, as well as understand the value, particularly the most valuable cards of all. So in the meantime, let me know where you're coming from. Talk to me in the comments. I always answer those, and I will periodically be looking at the comments as I go along. But I already see a bunch of people popping up on here. Pato's in here. What's up, Pato? Let's go. Let's do this. Awesome. I'm excited that you're in here early. Sento is in the house too. And let me know where you're from. I'm in Miami right now. It is sunny outside, but I was about to go to Texas. My heart goes out to everybody that is in Texas because I'm actually a Texan. So it's pretty crazy what's going on over there. I'm kind of glad that I am holding back on my trip to Texas, and I will instead be here in sunny Miami. What's up, Chris? Chris, I seen you doing really good. So excited about that. What's up, Tina? Tina's in Ohio, so it's still probably pretty cold over there. Tyson, what's up? Yeah, it's sunny as hell over here. I was just at the beach this past weekend and always thinking about Pokemon cards. I've been on a roll selling Pokemon cards. I don't know if anybody copped these. I copped about 12 of these last time they came out. Those tins that we called out, these tins are selling right now like hotcakes. These tins that we called out at $10. Some of these tins selling for as much as $39.99. So if you got the set, some sets selling as much as $90 already. They were $10 a pop on Target when we called them out. And obviously, we're going to have a lot more Pokemon stuff as that's slowly coming in. Southern California, what's up, Otto? Yeah, Southern California is awesome. So awesome. I've got a lot of Pokemon stuff to cover. So let's just say we dive right in because we're going to be here quite some time. But today it gets really exciting because we're not talking about the first-gen Pokemon anymore. We're not talking about the red, white, and blue cards, which were pretty awesome, pretty amazing. They were the cards that I was using when I was a lot younger. They were the cards that I was wheeling and dealing in. We're talking about second-generation Pokemon today. And actually, we talked about that last time. We're talking about the Neo-generation Pokemon today. And so we're about to see. Chris has 50 of those tins. Man, Chris, I would hang on to them. I'm trying to hang on to them as much as I can, but you know, that temptation is there, and they're only going to go up in price. So the ones that I've been selling the crap out of right now is the Jirachi, which we did call out during Walmart's Black Friday sale, which was $19.99. And I will say this much about the Jirachi. I saw hundreds of them at Walmart, and I figured, let me just take it slow. I kind of didn't really realize, I didn't take my own advice. I didn't realize we were in the Pokemon mania, which I should have thought about. In the past, I would have bought each and every one of those, but I didn't. I picked up about I think it was like 36, maybe it was even 48, but I still have some, and I've been selling those like gangbusters. So I cannot keep the Jirachis in stock. The only problem with the Jirachi is that the box is so big. So it's a very peculiar sized package. It's really odd, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to ship out. Terry, what's up? Terry from Atlanta. Sento in the UK. Wow, Sento. So there's a lot of special edition Pokemon stuff in the UK, Sento. I really got to start calling out some of that stuff so that you can benefit from that. But let's go and jump into the Pokemon goods because we got a lot to talk about. As I said before, it gets super exciting from this point forward because there are a lot of Pokemon that we can still see. A lot of Pokemon cards that a lot of people don't even realize are that valuable. So let's go and jump into the present mode. And I'm going to start sharing my screen here in just a second. So obviously, I'm not that good at sharing screens. We've seen the awful job that I've done the past few times. So I'm just going to share the whole kitchen caboodle. I'm going to share the whole screen. Here we go. Let's see what the hottest product of 2021 is. Duh, right? We can all tell that's Eevee. LDO, I meant to do that. Obviously, Eevee takes the cake. That was seriously one of my favorite Pokemon. Not only because it looks like a little fuzzy, little bushy deer. It looks like a little fawn. But Eevee's mad. It got some mad skills in the ring. Like Eevee, definitely one of my favorite Pokemons behind Pikachu. And who could say no to this little cute furry? It's like a deer slash, I don't know, lion slash, I don't even know what it's just such cute. Looks like a little puppy. So I love Eevee, one of my favorites. And of course, I love Pokemon. I love those little monsters. So what we're about to talk about here is the Neo generation, which was the coming or the beginning of the second generation. Now, these Neo cards come in first edition as well as unlimited. And we talked about those in the previous 2 videos. So if you haven't seen those videos, I do recommend you go back. But in simplest terms, first edition is always going to have some kind of first edition stamps. Now, with this Neo generation, they've only recently taken off in price. So the great thing is you can still get your hands on some of these and then resell them. The price of these is going pretty crazy. So the most valuable from the second generation Neo were and you're going to notice sometimes I don't even know how to pronounce these Pokemon, as I know that you probably don't. So if I say this wrong and you're like a diehard grammar Pokemon person, I apologize in advance, right? But this looks like Typhlosion. Typhlosion 17, Typhlosion 18, Lugia, and Slowpoke. So let me show you what those look like. Here's the Typhlosion. Obviously, this is 17 and 18. They are numbered 17 and 18. These are the holographic cards are going to be worth the most. And these are the kick-ass cards from that set, the Neo second generation. And here is Lugia and Slowpoke. And man, I love Slowpoke. Doesn't he look like that emoji, the FaceTime, the emoji used on Apple that's kind of like drooling, like it's kind of the dirty emoji? Doesn't Slowpoke have that same face, right? He's got the drool hanging out of his mouth and he's kind of just laying out like he's sunbathing in the middle on the grass with the apple just about to fall into his mouth. Like, you got to love Slowpoke. He pretty much represents America, right? I know my UK brother from across the pond can relate to that. This is what the UK people or everybody in the world thinks about when they think of the Yanks, right? The Americans, like, oh, this is us. This is us laying there sunbathing and drooling, with an apple. Other than that would be some French fries. So that's the only thing that's different there. If it was some French fries hanging from the tree, definitely, that's American. All right, the next set from the Neo, the second generation Pokemon is the Neo Discover. I think it's Neo Discovery. I might have typoed that, but I'm going to have to get back to you guys on that one. This was considered, and this is why I don't really remember it. This is why. This is considered a bad set. There's really not very many good cards. There's only 2 good cards in that whole set of Neo. I'm pretty sure it's Discovery. And those good cards were Espeon and Umbreon. Umbreon, which is shown here. And Umbreon, incidentally, I believe Umbreon was voted the #1 most popular Pokemon in 2020, which is kind of hard to imagine if you think about it. When you got Charizard and Pikachu and all the cute little ones that I like, which are nowhere near the top 100. But Umbreon was the bread and butter of this set, and he will fetch you, or she, whatever it is. Like, I don't really know what kind of gender some of these Pokemons have. Obviously, Pikachu's a boy, but Umbreon, he looks like a dude too. So we'll say Umbreon will fetch you the most if you have his card. But again, Neo Discovery, unless you can get Espeon and Umbreon, I'm talking about the holographic cards, just avoid this set altogether. It's pretty much considered a bad set. Now, the next set in the second gen Pokemon was the Neo Revelation. And this introduced a very peculiar type of Pokemon considered or called the Shining Pokemon, which are nothing other, and I'll talk about why they were introduced here, but they were alternate color variants of existing Pokemon based on the shiny Gold, Silver, and Shining Pokemon in the video game. So they started to introduce these, Nintendo did, in the video games, and you'd see like a silver or a shining Magikarp or shining Gyarados in this case, and they came out in the game. I forgot what the name of the game was, but I remember I used to play this game. And as a result, they decided, okay, we got to make some cards that kind of match along with those. So the most valuable from this set are the shining Magikarp and the shining Gyarados. And then there's a couple other good cards in this set, which are the Celebi Hollow, #3, the Entei, the Ho-Oh, the Raikou, and I don't know how to pronounce this one, but the Sayakun, the holo cards. We're talking about the holo cards. Again, like I told you, I'm not a Pokemon dictionary, although sometimes it sounds like I am. And I'm definitely not a Pokemon, not a grammar Nazi or anything like that. So I'm going to butcher these names. It's pretty common. It's pretty often. And if you know like how to pronounce all these Pokemons and all that good stuff, well then awesome. But I can't even pronounce English words. So I'm going to have a hell of a hard time pronouncing these Pokemons. And here are some of those and what they look like. So this is the Shining Magikarp. This is the Shining Gyarados. These are the 2 gems from that set. The next one, here we go, is the Neo Destiny. And on the Neo Destiny, this is the last time we see the Shining Pokemon for a while. So they put those to rest for a little bit. All of the Neo Destiny are first edition, and these are insanely valuable and popular. And for myself, I actually have some of these still. Prices of these are extremely high, and these are possibly one of the hardest packs to find that there are out there. And here is an example of one of the most popular ones of all the Neo Destiny, which is the Shining Charizard card. And that is considered the most valuable one other than the Celebi. And there's also the Kabutops, the Mewtwo, the Noctowl, the Raichu, the Steelix, and the Tyranitar, which are all very popular Pokemon cards from the Destiny series. So this was, as I said before, one of the most sought after sets. It's got to be in the top 5 for sure, possibly even the third most sought after set after the base set, and then after one of these that we're about to talk about here in a second. And here are the ones that the next one. It's the Legendary Collection. This one has no first edition, and this is the third reprint of the base set. So it's the same crap from base set 1, and then we had the reprint of base set 2, which is not as valuable. This one, I believe, is actually more valuable than base set 2. So it's the third reprint. This one has special holographic cards that have unique designs from normal holographic ones. Now, the reverse holos are more valuable than their typical non-holo variants. So I'm going to show you what I mean by reverse holos here in a second. And then the older reverses are most of the time more valuable than their holo rare. So you'll see what I mean here in a second. The MVP of this collection is the Charizard reverse holo, which is none other than the Charizard that was the first edition base Charizard, but he's backwards. So notice how the holograph, instead of being on Charizard's back on Charizard, it's on the rest of the card. The rest of the card is a holograph. So this looks kind of like unusual and interesting. And you'll see that when it photographs and you see people displaying this actual card that they have in hand, it's going to look a lot different. And that's primarily because of the shine that the holograph has, depending on the position of the card and how the lighting is and all that good stuff. So you'll see sometimes they look like blue, sometimes they look like orange, and in this case it looks really silver, but it's none other than reversing the holograph and making the holograph on the back of the card instead of on Charizard himself. So that's the big thing about these. Let me see if I have another picture of another one, and if not, I'm going to jump into the questions just to see, make sure you guys don't have any yet. So let's see what we've got. Chris says, question that might be off topic. I've been wanting to make some of my Pokemon themed t-shirt store for months now. I mean, you could probably make one, but you got to be very careful with the type of shirts that you produce, because a lot of them could be trademark infringed. And you might get some complaints about it. So I wouldn't do it on Amazon. If you're going to do it, I would do it off of Amazon, but I still might not do it at all. So that was Chris there asking a question. Let's see. Playman asks, do you think it's worth to open these Pokemon packs and hope to get a rare expensive card, or just sell them? I would sell them sealed. The only time, Playman, I would go for opening up the packs is like when you get a deal like these, like what was that tin where they're $9.99, and you're good with just taking the gamble on them. And or if you buy them already like loose and and I mean, just buy the holograph like that, you're better off buying the holograph that you want. You can pick up a lot of raw cards. So if you didn't see the very first episode of this, go back and watch part 1, because we talk about the fact that, like, if I get a pack in here and then I open it up, that card is considered raw. If I was to pull, like, let's say the best card in that set, and I send it into the PSA grading thing, and it gets graded as a 10 or 9 or even an 8 in most cases. And you'll see what I mean here at the end when I talk about my pick of Pokemon cards of the week. That value of the card can go up dramatically. Like, it goes up dramatically. But I wouldn't buy packs just for the sake of opening them and then hoping I get a holograph. I would specifically go after the holograph in its raw form and then get it graded is what I would do. Chris says Gen 1 and Gen 2, hands down the best. I agree with you, Chris. Chris says, do you have any idea how much Neo booster packs cost? I didn't put the cost on there. We'll start going over costs in one of the future episodes. And the reason I didn't put down the cost is because they change so fast. Like I said, we picked these up at the end of November, and already February, like 2 months later, and they're already tripled, quadrupled in price. One of these 3 tins that we picked up is like quadrupled in price. So you can never really tell what the price is going to be. I don't want to state the price and then it jumps up dramatically and people are like, oh, Liz, you said it was this price. And then, so then they might miss out on a good deal because they're looking at the original price when the price has already gone up. So let's see what Chris says. My boy Slowpoke turns into a king. Yeah, King Slowpoke. He even's got a crown. That's how much we love him in America. They even love him over in Japan. So yeah, that's fantastic. Darlene says, hey, Liz, any advice for getting Shining Fates? I didn't get pre-order. It drops tomorrow. With Shining Fates, I mean, I would just be on the lookout for when Shining Fates comes out. If you're in our group, there'll be definitely some people announcing when Shining Fates drops. I picked up a couple Shining Fates myself, but I really didn't. Like, the only thing that I got is so far Sword and Shield. Right now, what I've been seeing on Shining Fates is it's very virtually unknown. People are predicting that it's going to be overprinted like Champion's Path was. But I'll say this much. I sold every single Champion's the ETB box that I had. And I sold them for double, in some cases triple the price. So it was just a matter of waiting it out. So people are saying Champion's Path and Shining Fates will be overproduced. They're saying Shining Fates will be overproduced like Champion's Path. As a result, I would chill a little while, like try to pick some up if you can from Target, from Walmart, from wherever it is tomorrow when they get released. And if you don't get them, I'd wait for a little bit because people might get desperate and sell them for really low and then try and pick them up there. Let's see. You're killing me with the pronunciations. I told you I don't know how to pronounce these guys. I only know how to sell them. I don't need to know how to pronounce them when I just type them on eBay. Chris says, okay, so it sounds like I shouldn't do it at all. What do you think I should do with the Pokemon themed clothing? I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. Like, for example, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen the designer. There's a lot of people that design. They put Richie Rich on Goyard wallets. I'll see if I can show you guys an actual example right now. And Richie Rich is like a trademark property, like the Monopoly guy. They put him and then they sell him. So to a certain degree, you are allowed to sell things that parody that stuff, but I don't know the legalities behind it. Like, I didn't even know you could do that. Then somebody told me you could do that. But I'll show you an example right now when I jump into the back into the presentation. Darlene says, so are you selling tins now or hodl? I'm hodling these guys. I mean, I'm still going to hodl them for a little bit, see what happens with them. But then again, in general, I'm just a hodler, a hodler and a hoarder. So I'll probably hold on to those for a little bit, see what happens. I mean, you can never tell. It's like, look at Bitcoin right now. I hodled that thing for 6 years, and now I'm reaping the benefits of doing so. When everybody was selling, and I was secretly crying because what I made went down. It means hold, Chris. It's just like Bitcoin language for hold. So I hold almost everything. So. Let's see what Darlene says. Me too, been buying them up at Target, Walmart. Yeah, I would just buy them up, then see what happens. And then usually if you hold anything in Pokemon for a month or two, it's going to go up unless it's overprinted. The only times that I've seen that not happen is like really bad versions of stuff, but they still go up in price. So you still make a profit even on the worst Pokemon stuff. So that's the great thing about Pokemon. All right, so let's go back to my screen share. And let's get back into the rest of the presentation because we still got a lot to cover. All right, so that was the one after Revelation, I believe it was. Legendary. Okay, it's Legendary. And then the next set is the E-Series. So the E-Series, all this did is it came along with this like e-reader that Nintendo came out with that was this Game Boy peripheral. And the e-reader in general just failed. It was like just lousy. I'll kind of show you how you can tell when something's an e-reader card. And there was no first edition of these. These cards have pretty much become a relic of the past. The E-Series isn't really worth anything. And as I said before, it was just like a couple cards that came along, or some cards that came along with the E-Series. The number one best actual card, I don't even think this is the best card. I think this is just a card. This is Blissey. And what you can see here is these little like, I don't even know what they're like, lines that designated that these cards were e-reader friendly. And if you like just let the e-reader scan that, then something would pop up and show you like who this guy was and all the crap he did, right? Now, despite the fact that the e-reader failed, there was a set that came specifically for the e-reader and was released. It was called Expedition. This was the first e-reader set, and it was a strong set. The packs, if you can find them, they are expensive. And this also included reverse hollows that are less expensive. So if you're just a collector of reverse hollows, then yes, you can still get these. The cards that were expensive here, or the cards that were good from this set, were Tyranitar, Mewtwo, Mew, Gengar, Dragonite, Clefable, Charizard, and Blastoise. In fact, the Charizard Hollow can fetch $6,000 if you get it graded by PSA and it comes back as a 10. So the Charizard, particularly from this set, is extremely strong, extremely popular, extremely expensive. If you can come across a card like that, I mean, it's a $6,000 payday. So these are what these cards look like. And again, they are denoted by the little slash lines that are on the bottom and the left-hand side. So there's the Mew, there's a Clefable, there's Charizard. A nice looking set of cards. I think they're cute. They're not as good as the Japanese cards, which are just freaking awesome if you get one in person. All right, so the next set was the Aquapolis. This is a great set. There was a lot of great pulls in this set if you're just a pack opener. Hollows from this set will get $1,000 for PSA 10, and there are 2 variants usually of each of the valuable hollows. There's regularly numbered ones, and then there's special ones that have an H before the set number. So those look like this. Profitable hollows from this set were Antai, Espeon, Houndoom, Nidoking, Slowking, and this one, Chris, you can tell me how to pronounce this. I still won't get it. Suicune, which is, it looks like suicide to me. I don't know why you would ever want to name a Pokemon that. Tagetic, Tyranitar, Umbreon, and Zapdos. So this is what they look like. Oh, I've still got more to talk about Aquapolis. The thing about Aquapolis was it introduced a special secret rare sect of cards called crystal cards. So how could I forget the crystal cards? These had a unique border and card design with the white border all around them. These crystal cards are insanely expensive, and those included Lugia, Nidoking, and Kingdra. And so I think I have a Kingdra here. Here's the Kingdra, and here's the Lugia. And again, these are from the Aquapolis set, and it clearly says they're crystal type. So these are very expensive holographic cards that are very popular because they are they're very first crystal cards. All right, I think this might be the last one from the 2nd gen. There might be one more, but no, I believe this is the last one. The last set in 2nd gen was called Skyridge, and this is, if not the most sought after set in existence. This is considered to be the ultimate set, and it was structured very similarly to Aquapolis because they included regular rare cards, special H variants, which are worthwhile ones. And these cards that are valuable from Skyridge are Alakazam, Arcanine, Articuno, Crobat, Dugong, Flareon, Gengar, Gyarados, Jolton, Magneton, the H19, Moltres, Raichu, Steelix, Umbreon, and Vaporeon. So these, again, this is considered to be the ultimate set other than base set. And then the other one that I talked about, which was, I believe it was Revelation. I always get them mixed up. Now with Skyridge, they also have crystal cards, which include hollow, reverse hollow, and reverse hollow variants. And the hollows include Celebi, Charizard, Crobat, Golem, Ho-Oh, and Kabutops. Grabbing those ungraded should be your goal for this set because, again, as I said before, when you can grab these raw and then get them graded, the value goes up drastically and dramatically. So it will definitely be worth your while. And here's a couple and what they look like. You can see the Kabutops. That's actually a really good picture. You can see this is the crystal, and you can see how it's got that crystal color. It's a crystal type, and it's a pretty good looking card if you ask me. And there's Charizard. So this is not as great a picture, but the Kabutops is a reverse hollow and got a near mint 8. And worthwhile for getting. This is a 2003, so looking at like an 18-year-old card here. It's just pretty insane. The prices some of these are fetching when it comes to these. And that is pretty much it for the Pokemon rundown this week. Let me go and see if any of you guys have some more questions. Like Chris got one right here. But these tins were HODLed, has evolution packs. That is correct, Chris. So that's why they're so expensive. I got a lot of Pokeballs that had an evolution pack, and I picked them up for, I think it was 18, maybe 20. I don't even remember. And I have a ton of them, and they've got some evolution cards in there, and the price just keeps going up and up on those. So it's Suicune. Suicune. Okay, that makes sense. So this is how we pronounce, I'm saying Suicune. It's Suicune. So it's almost like sweet corn on the cob. Who doesn't love a sweet corn on the cob? So awesome. At least I got I learned something today. It's how to pronounce Suicune. So next time I will know exactly how to say it after I practice it about 10,000 times. So, all right. So that's it for Pokemon. I know a lot of you out there said that you found some Pokemon cards. You found your old collection. You got your husband's old collection. Don't let him know those things are worth a lot of money. Keep that money for yourself. Put it in your own pocket. You were the ones that were smart enough to show up here. So, all right, I think we've had enough about Pokemon. Let's jump into what I sold this week. You'll see that I'm not joking around when it comes to Pokemon. But all in all, I have not sold as much as I would like to. I've not gotten into the thick of things as much as I'd like to, only because I got a lot of things brewing up. So here's what I've sold this past week or so. I've got all these absolute Panini cards that I sold, those sold. Here's the Jirachi GX collection box that I was talking about. Here's the TCG Elite Trainer booster box that I've been selling the crap out of. Past 31 days, $1,500 in sales. Let's see what else we got. Another Elite Trainer box, a pink flamingo pool float that's from some of my old Amazon stuff. Here's another Pokemon Elite Trainer box, and another 2 Elite Pokemon Trainer boxes, and another Jirachi. So as I said before, a lot of my inventory is now largely moving over to Pokemon. I try and cop however much I can when I'm at the computer, but I haven't been at the computer recently. But hopefully I can pick up the pace. I'm trying to train a VA to do it since I'm pretty busy and I haven't been at the computer a bunch. So anyways, share with me in the group or in the comments what you've sold this week and or what you're hoping to do in 2021. I sure would love to hear about it. But let's go ahead and jump into what people out there have been doing. I think this was Chris. Chris sold this. He sold some Lady Gaga Oreos. I didn't even get a chance to cop any of these, and I love Lady Gaga. I would have loved to have tasted these. But again, what the same advice I told you, Chris, don't get higher on your own supply. So I would have definitely eaten those. I'm glad I didn't cop any. People still selling these PS5s. People still copping these PS5s. I believe it was, I think it might have been you, Pato, that said that you copped one of these while on your phone while you were like waiting in the parking lot somewhere, which is pretty insane that magic link is still working. So obviously that's a fantastic thing, as are these Jordan 1 Retro High Silver Toes that are coming out February 19th on the Sneakers app. So we got, what, 1 day till these? If you guys have not been trying to win some of these, you should, because this is guaranteed money if you can win any one of these that I'm about to talk about. So this is the first one. Any of these Jordan 1 Retros, particularly the high tops, are fire right now. As long as you get a good looking one that's a solid color, it's pretty much guaranteed 40 or 50 bucks. So who doesn't like 40 or 50 bucks just for taking a minute of their time on the Sneakers app? I certainly love that. So I will do it every single time at 10 a.m. almost every day that something comes out. All right, next shoe is on the 20th, this SB Dunk Low VX 1000. These are pretty insane right now. The resell on these is you will make hundreds of dollars if you grab a pair of these. So make sure you pay close attention. Make sure you try and get these. These are not just lunch money. These are some big time money. So don't be shy. Jump on that app. Try and pick these up as they are dropping in 2 days. The next one, which I thought was like, these got to be the ugliest of the ugly. I guess there's some kind of, I don't know, Army or Air Force thing or something. But on the 25th of February, these Air Vapor Max EVO Energy Air Max Day Mashup 2021 come out. They drop. And I guess because they're Air Max and people love Air Max, these things are also fetching a pretty penny. So this is a lot more than lunch money that you will get if you can get your hands on something like this. So if you can do so, try and get it. It will definitely get you some money. All right, let's get on to my Pokemon pick of the week, and then we'll go to the Q&A. As I told you before, I did have a little extra stuff for you guys today, so thanks for sticking around. And this one here is bound to be a pretty big winner. This came from Pokemon Center, which for those of you that don't know, Pokemon Center is a website. I know Darlene was asking about where she can get some pre-sale stuff. If you haven't gotten on the Pokemon Center email list, Darlene, you and everyone else, I recommend to do so, because not only does Pokemon Center usually have a lot of great pre-sales, a lot of great pre-orders, but they also oftentimes will produce a very special card that is unique to them. And if you order so much, you will be given the card. The last one was the Pikachu with the little mailman costume. That one, at one point, they were giving it away for everyone that had a $25 order or more. And guess what? I think that little guy sells for $25. So we'll look him up right now and see what he's selling for on eBay. But this one is another one. It's the Pokemon Center Nurse Joy. This is the Pokemon Center lady, the 105 out of 106 full. This is a raw card. Okay, it's a raw card. Your goal should be to try to get this under $30. And if you get it under $30, you want to send it into PSA, get it graded. If it grades a 10, this will sell for $350 plus. A 9, $150 plus, an 8, $70 plus. The whole time for this is about 6 months, and the risk is very low. And you might wonder, Liz, why is the risk low? This isn't even a freaking Pokemon. This is just like a nurse. Well, here's why. Because this is Nurse Joy. Nurse Joy is one of the most beloved characters in all the Pokemon franchise. And the other big point is that PSA 10s of this are in short supply, as are PSA 9s. Here's the PSA report for just how many 10s, 9s, and 8s are in circulation. You'll notice that there are only 21 PSA 10s for this card in existence, 91 9s, and 24 8s, which means if you can get this graded at any one of those, you will surely get your money back in 6 months. And while I have that 6 months out there just to be safe, your chances of getting that much is possibly you could do it in 3 months. So again, I put that out there as a safe amount. However, it could be much sooner. It could be a little bit later. But all in all, I've seen every single Pokemon card at the present time multiplying in value an insane amount. So that is all I've got for you guys today. Let me jump into the questions and see what you guys are saying. Let's see what we got. Chris says, are these cards you just showed us? Will you show us how to find them? Those, I'll show you a couple ways that like I find them, but a lot of it just comes down to the same, but you just got to hustle. You got to find somebody out there. You got to put the word out there that you are a Pokemon reseller, that you look to buy low, you look to sell high, and you never know who gives you a ring. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like I've been known to sell a lot of shoes here in Miami, and I'll literally, this is kind of funny actually. I don't usually name drop, and I'm not going to name drop, but I'll say this much. I have a bunch of rapper clients now, and I'm not going to say which rappers, but just word got around that I can get very valuable shoes and things of that nature. And I've got actually a lot of very famous rappers on my, I don't know, one just FaceTimed me yesterday. I just woken up. I was pretty much just out of bed, and he FaceTimed me asking me if I could help him. And it was complete, like from that, it was completely unrelated to what he originally texted me for. Somebody connected us. It was me like just talking about all this stuff. And it turns out he loves to do this stuff on his part-time. And then he's just connected me with a bunch of his friends. And then as a result, like now he wants me to work on his YouTube channel. And this is a guy that has tens of millions of followers. It's insane. And so you just never know, like once you kind of get the word out. That's why I tell people, like people are like, oh, I can't get out of merch level 1. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell everybody you know what you're doing. Because once you put the word out there, people will remember you and they'll know, oh, that's the Pokemon guy. And you never know who you'll get a call from. It's insane. So let's see. Carrie Ann says, thank you. Love these Pokemon chats. I love Pokemon. Me too. I just absolutely love it. Darlene says, if you are in doubt about cards, download TCG Player app. Absolutely great. Great tip, Darlene. Train me, please, says Chris. It's very easy. That's what I'm showing you here. These Jordans look so freaking amazing. I love Jordans. I have so many Jordans. It's insane. Chris has already opened 2 packs. They taste great. A little chemical taste at the end. Lady Gaga, yeah. I don't know. I love Lady Gaga, so I would definitely want to eat some just for the sake of kind of supporting her. I think my eyes just bled looking at those Vapor Max, said Chris. Yeah, mine too. Carrie says that they do have a chemical taste, so that's interesting. Pato says, funny enough, I still have 8 packs of the Game of Thrones Oreos. Wow. I didn't even know they had Game of Thrones Oreos. Like, that's pretty insane. I've totally missed that. Thanks so much for these chats, says Carrie. Absolutely. You're so awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it, Carrie. I really do appreciate it. Anybody else have any questions or comments before we say goodbye? And like I said, I will try and show you how to find these, but the best bet is to put the word out. Don't ever be shy about what you do. Be proud. And you will start to get some people come to you when you least expect it that are wanting certain things. If you put the word out enough and people know, and you genuinely are trying to help people. Like, I look at it as you're trying to help people complete their Pokemon collection, because I know for myself, when I need a piece of something that I'm collecting, like, I'm actually fired up when somebody has it. I'm like, oh, thank God, like, it's available out there in the world. Darlene says, I have about 40 boxes of cereal. I didn't even know cereal Pokemon existed. So I actually have a friend who, again, as I talk about, put the word out there about what you do. He has 70 Pokemon Game Boy, not Pokemon Game Boys, DS, Nintendo DS or something like that. He has 70 of them. He just showed them to me the other day ago, and I was like, holy crap. Like, so I said, put the word out. You can never know who's out there and who's doing the same thing. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that actually know about Pokemon that are not kids. I'm talking about millennials that have now grown up and had kids. We're collecting them and they want them. Like, look at Justin Bieber was buying Pokemon cards, as was, I forget what famous rapper paid $180,000 for Charizard. Logan Paul was buying Pokemon boxes and all that good stuff. So You never know who out there will reach out to you and either try to sell you something or try to buy something from you once you put the word out. So don't be shy. Tell your friends, tell your family, start there. It's a very lucrative hobby. They used to laugh at me when I sold Pokemon 20 years ago. They would laugh at me. They'll be like, oh my God, you sell Pokemon. You're never going to do anything. You're never going to get anywhere in your life with you just sell Pokemon. Now who's laughing, bitches? So, I mean, like I'm telling you guys, it's if you enjoy doing this, you will make some money doing it. And who cares what people say about what you enjoy doing, because it is a profitable hobby. It is a very good hobby. And I've been doing it for 20 some years, took a little break in there, but hey, I'm back in action doing it a little bit at a time, but it's provided me some good lunch money. Like I can eat wherever I want on a day-to-day basis. I can do whatever I want on a day-to-day basis. A lot of that thanks to Pokemon cards. A lot of that's based on other stuff. So let's see what else we got. Carrie says fire. Chris says Logic the Rapper. Pokemon fruit snacks. Wow. All this stuff is crazy. Chris says, I met Train Me as your Pokemon VA. That would be awesome. Now, I've not thought about having a Pokemon VA, but we'll see. But other than that, guys and girls, I'm so thankful that you joined me. Look forward to next week. We will be talking about where we can find some of these Pokemon cards. So I'm super excited for that. We're going to take a break from the generations. We'll jump back into them in the future, but we're going to give everybody a breather to try and catch up, try to get out there and look for some Pokemon cards, and then come back and report what they found. But we will still be talking about Pokemon and a lot of other fun stuff. So Darlene says, I got keychains at Walmart for $98 and bathrobes and PGs on all clearance in Florida. Wow. That's amazing. Good for you, Darlene. I hope you sell all that. I know you'll sell all that. So I'm excited to hear your results. But other than that, have a great afternoon, ladies and gents, and I'll see you next time. Get out there and get some hustling. I'll see you soon.